You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the AOLL Sportsman series here on the Ghostfire Media Network. I'm Carl Henderson, and I'll be covering the action for you tonight. It's the last race of the round of 18. Let's quickly jump into some race info here. We're at Texas here, mile and a half track, or just under. And big things to watch out for here is, we're going to be talking fuel mileage all night, when these guys are going to pit, strategy around that, looking at about a 25 to 30 lap fuel window, and keeping it clean. You probably can't win the race on your first lap and advance to the next round, but you can definitely eliminate yourself. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got going on track. And currently we have Josh Laston sitting on top of the board after his first lap. We'll cut over to him over here, and he said currently sitting on top of the board and just taken over by Mr. Blake Gordon, who just finished his second lap. And now Josh sitting in third. We got Blake Gordon and Justin Anderson ahead of him. But I'll tell you guys what, I'm excited about this one. We're looking at the, taking a look at the point standings. I unfortunately don't have time to pull up here for you guys. I was trying to get that ready. But right now, this is a little bit of an unusual format in that 6 drivers are going to be eliminated. We have currently outside the top 12, we have Kevin Haas, Tim St. Jean, Ross Gage, Nick Adams, John Gordon, and Sean Carmody. So we'll have to see what those guys can do. I'm trying to find someone on track here. How about Mr. Brandon Bernhardt? He is on his second lap right now. We'll be coming around here across the start-finish line. We'll see what time he sets. He's currently sitting in 22nd. And that'll move him up to 16th. So not a fantastic run for Brandon Bernhardt tonight. He'll have to work his way through the field. How about we take a look at Justin Rodden here? Take a look, and how about let's ride around with him in car and with the Brandon Bernhardt roll bar camera, and see what a lap around here is like. And we're currently on his second lap here. Ooh, getting a little squirrely there. Had to do some counter steering to, you can see his hands on the wheel there and see what he's doing. But we'll see if he can get the corner exit here. Yeah, no issues there. Coming around, and that will put Justin Rodden in 11th. That is good enough for 11th. How about Mr. Cody Mitchell? Take a look at Cody Mitchell here in car. On his second lap right now as he comes out of turn 2. Let's actually go ahead and kick it over to TV camera. Take a look at his paint scheme, and currently the only person on track putting in a timed lap. And he is crossing the start-finish line here, and that will put him in 18th. So Cody Mitchell starting 18th for this race. And I apologize, folks. I'm going to have to keep muting myself. For some reason, out of nowhere, I've had this cough just show up. So, apologies for that. Well, we don't have anyone else on track, I do not believe. And, yep, there it is. Qualifying just finished. So we will wait for them to grid up here. All right, and let's take a look at our starting lineup. All right, in first, we have Justin Anderson. Second, Chris Bassini. Third is Joe Dinsmore. And fourth, Adam Wood. All four of those guys in the chase. Fifth is Joshua Hanner. Sixth, Blake Gordon. Seventh, Tony Pandon. Eighth is Dan Shirley. Ninth, Josh Laston. 10th, William Klingbill. 11th, Justin Rodden. 12th is Teddy Weichel. 13th, Brian McFerrin. 14th, Dan Witt. 15th, Mr. Marshall Hall. 16th, Randy Pepper. 17th, Brandon Bernhardt. 18th, Cody Mitchell. In 19th, we have John Gordon. In 20th, we have Ross Gage. 21st, we have Andrew Burgess. And in 22nd, Kevin Moeller. 23rd is Blake Zeedy. And in 24th, David Naughton. In 25th, we have Mike Burgess. And in 26th, Tim St. Jean. 27th is Travis Trevelyan. And in 28th, David DeParis. So we are letting them grid up right now, and how about we do something a little different we don't normally do on this particular broadcast, and let's pull up someone from the track. Let's wait for them to get going here. I don't want to interfere with that. How about we try to pull up Justin Anderson here? Just a second here. Hey, Justin, it's Carl in the booth. Get a copy?
I do indeed. How's it going, sir?
Hey, man. So you get the pole here. How you feeling about your chances tonight?
This is one of the tracks I really enjoy, so I'm really excited about it. It's all about like momentum and being able to navigate 1 and 2 like arc it properly. So I'm actually really excited. It's going to be a good race though. Bassini's on the outside; he's always great here too. Hanner's always great on the 1.5 miles. So it's going to be a tough race, but I'm calling my shot here.
All right. Hey, you don't do that very often, so I'm going to trust you on this. All right. Well, hey, have a good race tonight, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and that was Justin Anderson. And we'll be going green here shortly as they go through 3 and 4. Pace car will be peeling off, and as usual, on the start of the race, they go on the green flag, and after that, the leader will get to decide when to go after the pace car peels off. But waiting for the green flag here, and green flag is out, and they're off. Justin Anderson gets a good, solid start, and Joe Dinsmore, his teammate, right there behind him. Chris Bassini, though, is going to try to make that outside work. Adam Wood there right behind him. It's a battle of steel horse and closed-circuit racing right now up at the front. But right now, it is looking like it is all... Oh, caution is already out. Caution is out. See if we can find out what happened. Let's go back to the yellow flag first. Nope, I don't think that was it. All right, let's try this one. So we get Dan Witt here. Oh, looks like William Klingbill hit the wall. Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna see if we can find out what happened to Klingbill here. A lot of stuff going on there, but it looks like he's hit the wall, caused him to check up, and then Dan Witt goes around, and Randy Pepper involved as well, I believe. Yep. That's real unfortunate for those guys. Why don't we go in car with Dan Witt on that? Yeah, so they just start checking up. He tries to get down. There's nowhere for him to go. That's the rough part about that outside line is if there's a wreck on the outside, there's not a whole lot you can do. We got someone out there, Mr. Brian Gibson, saying, "Get it, Marshall Hall and Cody Mitchell." So we got someone out there cheering for Marshall and Cody. So we'll see what they can do tonight. Currently running in, Marshall is in 12th and Cody is in 16th. So they were able to avoid all that as far as I could tell. So not a bad start for those guys. And we did have a few guys enter pit road there. Obviously, William Quinville, Dan Witt came in, but also Blake Zeedy just now coming out, and Randy Pepper involved in that, still sitting on pit road. I am wondering if perhaps trying to save that fast repair and just having them fix the car. So that, I think we got almost a full lap there before the caution came out. So, yeah, that's that's not something you want to necessarily see right at the beginning of the race. Thought, we might have a good one here, and I still think we will. I think these guys are going to get settled down, and Texas is a very fun track to race on. So I think these guys are going to do just fine. Pace car come across the start-finish line here as the field comes by. Taking a look at all those beautiful paint schemes. And the lights on the pace car are off, so we'll be getting going here again real shortly. And hopefully we'll be able to bring you some green flag action, because I know that's why all of you are watching tonight. Got another Cody Mitchell fan out there. People love Cody Mitchell now. He's got a fan club out there. So we will be getting going as they come down the back stretch. And as I mentioned before, now that this is a restart, the leader will choose when to go, and once the pace car pulls off. Obviously, the green flag, they can get going. All of them get going if the leader hasn't chosen to go. But anytime between that pace car peeling off and the green flag coming out, the leader can choose when to restart the race. So the pace car will be peeling off here, and we'll get going as the field is stacking up. Joe Dinsmore on the outside, Justin Anderson on the inside, and Justin's off. No issue for him. Not a great restart for Joe Dinsmore. Maybe just missed time to jump, but currently has Joshua Hanner on the inside of him. But Justin Anderson, no issues again. But look on the right side of your screen there. Blake Gordon inserting himself into the conversation. Wasn't a great qualifying effort for him. I mean, I think he qualified 6th, which isn't bad. But for him, that's utterly shocking. And currently trying to work his way up through the field, battling with Hanner right now. You see Randy Pepper coming off of pit road there. But, I expected Justin Anderson with the clean air to be able to peel away a little bit here. But Chris Bassini is right on him. Joe Dinsmore, I mean, these guys up front are tightly packed together. Hanner right there, Adam Wood right there. I mean, good to cut to our blimp view, which actually is not much of a blimp view at all. TD3 is probably a little bit better here. You can see, as we see Blake Gordon working around Joe Dinsmore. Blake's trying to get around the outside, just set the fastest lap of the race. I'll tell you what, Blake is making that outside line work right now. And, you know, we don't really see much of anybody going up there right now, but he's doing it. And I think that if you are someone that can make a line work that other people aren't using, that's going to make you a huge threat in the race. So, unable to pass Dinsmore there, but he's still battling. And Hanner's right there as well. So this is a 3-car battle right now. We're going to keep an eye on it and see what these guys are able to do. You know, if you're in any of their positions, you don't, you know, if you're Joe Dinsmore, you're like, come on, Blake, cut it out, man. Like, I'm wanting to save my tires a little bit, and you're making me battle you. And then meanwhile, Blake's thinking the same thing. He's like, come on, Joe, let me buy you. I need to try to save my tires a little bit. I can't keep battling you. So just good racing right now, and looks like it has kind of settled down. So let's get back here to Kevin Moeller, currently working on John Gordon here on the inside. Oh, John hits the wall a little bit, but he keeps going. Kevin Moeller able to make that move work. Let's see, just up ahead, we got Ross Gage and Cody Mitchell. I think Cody Mitchell is passing for position there. Just ahead of them, got Dan Shirley battling with Brandon Bernhardt. So some real close battles throughout the field. See if we can. How about let's take a look at Adam Wood here. Currently under attack by Justin Rodden and 29 of Tony Pandon right there behind them as well. Actually, see if we can go in car here with Justin Rodden. See with the Brandon Bernhardt roll bar camera and see what he can do here. And it looks like he was right on his bumper, but he's fallen back a little bit. But Justin Rodden's up 4 positions. Moved through the field pretty quickly and was able to put himself here. You know, it's really interesting what I was saying. Oh! Adam hits the wall a little bit, and there was almost contact there. But they kept it clean. So hopefully Adam doesn't have any damage on his car, as we see Justin Rodden still trying to work on him, and currently on his inside. And the 7-car Brian McFerrin trying to come as well, and right behind him we got Marshall Hall. You know, there's no rest at a track like this. So. But right now we got Blake Gordon battling with Joe Dinsmore again. A little bit of a gap had formed, and now that gap's kind of dissolved as we see Joe Dinsmore just let Blake Gordon by there. Or actually, maybe Blake took the position. But Blake Gordon currently running in 3rd. That drops Joe Dinsmore back to 4th. But Hanner's right there as well, and Hanner's going to try to make a move here also. But we got to talk about, again, I mean, Justin Anderson. I mean, sure, Chris Passini's been right there with him, and I think, you know, for the races he's been in, Chris Passini's been there, you know, a good bit. But Justin Anderson, Blake Gordon, I mean, they have dominated this series. Blake Gordon especially, I mean, he's got a great feel for these trucks. You know, as I mentioned earlier, 25 to 30 laps on fuel. We'll have to see you know, when they're going to start pitting. I mean, if you can make it to 25, then that means you could pit at 25, at 50, at 75, nice and clean. You're probably going to want to leave some for green-white checkers, though, in case that happens. You know, some overtime, if you will. So, but you have a tire advantage. So, I mean, I'm looking at lap times here. I mean, tire fall-off hasn't been huge, but it is present. I mean, Justin Anderson's best lap is a 30.27. That's his best lap of the race. And he's currently, just last lap, let's see what he does this time. He just ran a 30.99. So that is about 3/4 of a second fall-off. And that's fairly significant. So if you are someone who pits right when your fuel window opens, you're going to have a 3/4 of a second advantage over people who don't. So, and that compounds lap after lap. So, oh, David Naughton crashed. Oh, we have a caution. Caution is out. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. Well, that's not the best view. All right. Oh man, let's see if we can find out what happened there. I'm going to go to the chase camera here. Yeah, that might just be a racing incident there. David Naughton definitely turned down a hair. But we got guys pitting. Let's go back live and see what we got going on here. Justin Anderson leading them down pit road. Looks like our entire field is coming in, which absolutely makes sense. But we are just outside that fuel window at this point. So, they are going to have to make an extra stop, but I do not blame any of them for this call right here. So we'll see our battle off pit road, and it looks like Justin Anderson's going to win it, but look who comes out second. Blake Gordon, Joe Dinsmore as well. Man, Chris Bassini lost a lot of positions there. And those closed circuit racing pit stops, folks, we as a team struggle with it, and it's oftentimes hilarious. But, I said that everybody was coming in. Look who didn't come in. Mr. Tim St. Jean. This is a guy who I constantly point out loves to run different strategies, and I love seeing it because he's running a different strategy. And this is someone who is in the chase, but is outside of the, he's below the cutoff line. So, at the very least, getting up there and leading the lap and getting a bonus point or two for that. And I love it. I love seeing things like that. Oh no! Okay, so he's coming in the pit now. I think he was just trying to get the bonus points there, and I think that was absolutely the right call for that, because every point counts. But he's having some network issues right now. Real unfortunate for him. Lights on the pace car are still on, so we've got at least this lap to finish. Like I said, to my fuel windows, I was saying that their fuel window had not opened, but if they could stretch the fuel mileage to 30 laps, which I'd been told 25 to 30 laps, if they can make it to 30, then that would put them to the good. That would be well within the good. So, at this point, I think pitting there, absolutely the right call. These guys are probably conserving a little bit right now. And got someone else out there cheering for Cody Mitchell. And Johnny Downey watching said earlier that Adam and Justin touched, and Adam has damage with that battle with Justin Rodden and Adam Wood. So, I kind of figured he might. I knew that Adam at least brushed the wall there, so knew at least had some damage.
I hope you don't mind me crashing your party here, Carl.
Hey, not at all, man. I guess your night ended early.
Yeah, I'm pretty much to the point. I think I am doomed in this league, and I'll just remain a broadcaster in the league, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate, man.
I'm doomed. I can run any other league but this one, so. But it's all good. I like watching the races.
Yeah, hey, I like watching them and calling them. And driving in them sometimes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna join me in the booth tonight. That'll be fun. I was started opening up the broadcast saying that I was losing my voice a little bit. So this will be a great help.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have some fun.
And And I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if you normally do this, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on Discord as well, so you can see the actual broadcast if you would like to look at it.
Okay, that's good. That'd be fine. I will look at that.
And that should be available for you now.
Yeah, I got it. Good. That's all good.
So yeah, lights on the pace car are off. Justin Anderson will be leading us back to green.
Yeah, Justin's been really fast. He was fast in practice, and Blake as well was fast. So it's going to be fun to watch and see if Blake has anything for Justin.
Yeah, well, Justin called a shot before the race. I pulled him up, and he said he thought he was going to win the race, and he is off real early.
Really good start. Got out to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car length lead. Dinsmore's right behind him, and like we said, Blake is fast as well on that outside.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joe getting such a great restart there, and actually we got Chris Piscini trying to make a move as well on the inside of Joe Dinsmore, and that is for third position. He is able to complete it, so Chris Piscini moves up to third.
Yeah, and then everybody behind them is shuffling for position back there. We got almost 3 wide back there running for 4th and 5th and 6th.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys perhaps saw what would happen, on a longer run. Tires get worn down a little bit, and making passes is a little bit more difficult, so I think they're trying to take what they can get now.
Yeah, the bad thing is 1 and 2 is extremely slippery. 3 and 4, it is tight as a rock. So you want to try to make your moves if you can, if you're good in 1 and 2, because the guy on the outside is going to probably slip a lot right in the middle of the turn. As if you look there, Joe Dinsmore, you can see the back end of his truck getting a little squirrely, but he regains it and gets a good run off the turn.
Yeah, I've been seeing it all night, and actually I saw it qualifying too with some issues exiting the turn and also in the middle of the turn. But man, we still got side by side all over the track. Back here, Adam Wood. Ross Gage crashed.
Caution's out on the track.
Let's see if we can take a look and find out what happened.
Third caution of the night.
So we got Ross Gage in the middle with Dan Shirley.
Oh, that's not going to work. Looked like Josh and Ross got together, and Shirley up there as well.
Yeah, I'm going to rewind it here. I want to see the setup to that and see.
Or is that Shirley on that side?
Yeah, that's Shirley on the outside, right?
Yeah.
49? Yeah. So
yeah,
they were side by side, and I don't think they were trying to take it 3 wide, but they did.
Yeah, sometimes Ross thinks a little, he can make something work, and if you're 3 wide, especially this track, you just got to let off and let those other 2 guys go, because in practice, I can't remember. I think it was Joe Dinsmore, and I can't believe who it was on the outside of me, but they put me 3 wide in practice, and it did not work out well for me as well. So Ross had the same problem I had.
Well, I will tell you what. Just about a second before the caution came out, Chris Piscini took over the lead from Justin Anderson.
Wow.
So that was very, very fortunate timing, and at least Piscini's coming to pit. Oh, and Justin Anderson staying out, and so is Blake Gordon.
I'm shocked at this, actually. Did you expect this?
Are you more shocked that they're pitting or that other guys are staying out?
No, they're pitting.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. It's saying there's people crashing now. Let me check to see if anything happened there. I love catching the wrecks under caution. They're always very make for good podcast discussion.
What? Not say anything about Nick?
Nah, I don't think there's an issue there. They just checked up to okay.
Yeah.
But I think that if Piscini and Hanner had known that nobody else was going to come in, they wouldn't have come in. I think they thought there'd be more takers.
I mean, they just came in 6 laps ago, and here they are back out again. I I think I would have waited till at least lap 60, 65, something like that, before I would have, come back out, or at least pit it for then.
The only thing I can think of here would be if they're playing fuel mileage.
Yeah.
I had heard the fuel window was 25 to 30 laps. Is that jiving with what you were seeing?
Yeah, that's about what I was seeing too.
Okay. So if it were on the lower end, if it were like closer to that 25, then them pitting right there, made it so they could get through this race with just 2 more stops. If we stay green.
Yep. Now we're seeing some other guys come on pit road now, and maybe they're thinking 1 extra lap is going to be a big difference. So.
Yeah, that'll help Hanner and Pacini a little bit, but yeah, I mean they're gonna have some traffic to work through, and not having to work. They're not working through guys that are slow. I mean, these are guys that have speed, so it could be a challenge for them.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a challenge because there's some guys up in front of them that are gonna kind of stall in their position, and I think that's gonna hinder them getting around them. So.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%. I think we'll have to see, though. I think we'll be keeping an eye on them. Someone I want to call out right now, Brandon Bernhardt, running in 6th position, is up 11 spots since the start of the race.
Yeah, he started 17th. He started behind me.
Yeah,
I started 16th, and I knew he was going to be fast because I ran with him in practice, and he's the one that showed me how to get around the track, so I knew he was going to be fast.
Yeah, must have just had a rough qualifying because he's looking real strong right now. And actually, hey, if we're calling out Endeavor drivers, go ahead and give a call out here to Blake Ziti as well, currently running in 12th. He's also up 11 spots.
Yeah.
So some guys moving up through the field, and yeah, those are guys we'll have to keep an eye on as well if they can see if they can keep moving up.
I don't know if you said anything about their paint jobs. Endeavor, on Sunday night, they ran completely black cars. And then tonight they come out with these super bright paint jobs. They're kind of a oddball camouflage type thing with all these bright colors. And Blake painted these cars, they said, and they look great. I mean, they really look good.
Yeah, I love them. They're a lot easier to recognize who is who versus the all black schemes they ran on Sunday night.
That was a nightmare, man.
Josh and I were having a fit with it, man. We just got to the point we were just saying one of the Endeavor cars. We weren't even bothering trying to figure out who it was.
Yeah, it was a nightmare just trying to follow them, like running in pack. Who's getting out and who's getting back in? And I didn't, who do I trust? Who do I not trust?
Well, we'll be going green here again very shortly as they're coming down the backstretch and entering turn 3 right now. So we'll cut back to our leader here. We have Justin Anderson on the inside, Blake Gordon to his outside, and in the second row, Joe Dinsmore and Justin Rodden. See if we have kind of the crazy restarts that we've been having all night.
Who will go first? And there it is. Justin Anderson gets on it real quick.
Yeah, that was a really good start. We've seen a lot of times Blake Gordon's been able to kind of time that so that he can stay side by side, but he didn't do it that time. And actually, Blake Gordon under attack from Joe Dinsmore right now.
Yeah, they're staying side by side down the back straightaway. And it's a 2x2 race back there from from second on the way back to 6th place right now. Adam Wood back there, as he'll lose 6th place and actually lose 5th and go back to 6th.
Yeah, this time I think overall, though, with the exception of Blake Gordon not Blake Gordon, that's Brandon Bernhardt kind of getting hung out to dry up there on the high side a little bit. They kind of got single file pretty quickly that round.
I think that's the smart thing. You don't want to be side by side too long on this track. It's just like I said, it's just kind of a track that you just don't know what to think of. It's tight 1 minute, the next minute's loose. You really got to wait till the car really gets warmed up in its groove, because it's just unforgiving. As you see that 29 car gets underneath Joe Dinsmore, taking that position away.
Well, that was actually Blake Gordon he got around for
Blake Gordon, excuse me.
second place. Tony Pandon running in second, which is honestly not a place we've seen him very often recently, but
No.
having a heck of a run tonight.
Yeah, that 29 is looking really good tonight. We usually see him usually in the mid-pack, but tonight he's looking really stout. He's actually running down Justin Anderson out there, and Anderson only has about 3 truck lengths in front of him.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see that. Obviously knew he was fast when he passed Blake Gordon, but he's running it down our leader.
Yeah, looking really good, Tony. We don't, like I said, like you said, I said, we don't usually see him being this stout, but man, he's looking good here at Texas. Must have put in the extra time to practice quite a bit and figure this track out.
Yeah, and I'm seriously just amazed by seeing this. I mean, it is like he is having no issue at all catching our leader, and I think if he can find a clean air somewhere and get a good run, I think he's going to be able to make this pass for the lead.
Yeah, I believe so too. If he can just keep his rhythm in tow, if he keeps it the same, he'll have no problem. Unless Justin just figures out, listen, it's time to go. I don't want anybody else passing me. I already had Bassini pass me. I'm not going to have somebody else.
Well, on that note, let's cut back and take a look at them. Since they are running on fresh tires, you would expect them to have a little bit of a speed advantage. Chris Bassini in that 37 right there, working on the 89 of Cody Mitchell, and now trying to go for Adam Wood as well.
Yeah, so they have made some time up.
Yeah, let's take a look at lap times here. Bassini's last lap was about a half second faster than those guys that didn't pit. So as long as he's not abusing his tires too much, he's making a real good time right now.
So he's proven that tires do matter out here for sure.
Yeah, but did use an extra set of tires, so he won't have those later in the race if we end up with a lot of cautions to finish this thing out.
So that's to be seen if that comes back to be a bad thing or a good thing. We'll see.
Yep, so we're back up here with Tony Pandon and Justin Anderson. He's not quite on his bumper like he was earlier, but he's still stalking him.
Yeah, he's still there. He's not letting him get away, that's for sure, but he doesn't have the same speed that he had earlier, where he was really gaining on the back of the 73. Now he's had to back off a little bit, or either that or the 73s just saw him in the back in that mirror and said, forget that. You're not getting that close.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was focusing on Bassini there, and I completely overlooked the fact that Joshua Hanner is up in third, and he also pitted.
Wow.
He is significantly faster than our leaders right now, about a half second. I have a feeling that Joshua Hanner is going to be our new leader very soon.
I agree with you. I think Hanner, unless it takes too long and those tires get too warmed up, it's going to take about 10 laps for those tires to kind of even themselves out. So he's got a couple more laps before he becomes just like everybody else. So, but he is gaining on them, that's for sure.
Let's take a look at the Brandon Bernhardt roll bar camera and see from Hanner's perspective what he's looking at in front of him. And it's tough to make a pass here when you've got, two guys that are right there bumper to bumper, and, actually he's getting on the inside of Tony Pandon pretty easily here.
And he did it off of turn 4, and that was the place to do it, definitely right there, because he had a great run. Let's see what he has up here in turn number 1. And as his truck gets a little squirrely, but you see his hands moving back and forth to making sure the truck keeps in tow. He's right behind the 73. He'll dive to Anderson's inside, and he's going to be side by side as they come off the turn. Here they come back to the stripe, side by side. No, this time Anderson gets a little better run and cuts him off.
Yeah, I think we are getting very close to that point you were saying. They're getting close to equalizing on tires a little bit, but I think Hanner's still got a little bit more, and he's trying to make this work on the inside. And he's around.
This time he does. It works this time.
So new leader, Joshua Hanner, which I'm not going to lie, I'm a little shocked by, because he has been absolutely dreadful in every truck race he's run.
Early on, I think he ran pretty good, but it's been a while since we've seen the 47 be anything other than, a top 10.
Yeah, that's when he was running the truck races. He kind of skipped out when he kind of got to the Cup Series, but he kind of picks and chooses the ones he wants to run, and I think he's trying to just get a little bit of camera time since he knows that he is not going to do well at the Roval on Sunday.
Well, he's smart. Get some camera time now. I mean, I got some camera time, but unfortunately it's for the wrong reasons.
Well, that's about all the camera time I get anymore as well, so that's how it goes. Let me look through here and see if we can find some battles. Well, here's one right here. Battle for second and third and fourth. Chris Bassini with those fresh tires working on Tony Pandon and Justin Anderson.
Yeah, Bassini's trying to work that outside groove, and he's side by side with Hannon. And will he make it work up there? I don't know if he can or not. I would be kind of worried about working up there, but he's working at it, definitely. Let's see if he dives to the bottom of the track to get around. No, he's going to stay up top, and he's right on that back bumper of that 29. The 29 cannot move up because he knows if he does, it may be calamity.
Well, if he moved up, there's a good chance that Bassini would have cut inside on him.
Yeah, that's true, too.
But, I tell you, I think we are absolutely hitting the point with the tires equalizing because Hanner was pulling away for a little while, and could be just pacing himself a little bit, but he is not pulling away. Ooh.
Ooh, did you see that?
Yes, I did. That was, I imagine, more terrifying for Justin than it was for us.
I'm sure it was, but, man, great save by Justin Anderson for sure because Pandon got into the back of him and definitely turned him just a hair, and it doesn't take much, like I said, at this track to make that truck go around.
Well, I've seen it over and over with Justin Anderson. I mean, he can save it in all sorts of situations. So, man, that was a fantastic save.
Yeah, absolutely. And while those two were playing tittle-tattle, the 37 and Bassini said, I'm going to go bye, guys.
Yeah.
See you later.
So, Chris Bassini running in second. Let's take a look
here.
here.
Anderson.
Oh, yeah, crossing over. I was about to cut back through the field because I thought this had been settled, but we are not settled here.
No, not by any means. Chris Bassini thought he had got away from Anderson, but now he's got to deal with both Pandon and Anderson. And Anderson's now having to deal with Pandon.
Well, that's the best thing that can happen for Bassini there is those guys start battling, get side by side, and he can just pull away and form a gap.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you want to look in the rearview mirror and see. And Pandon did not get a good run off that turn that time. The truck got a little loose.
Yeah. Oh, they're pitting.
Whoa! Look at this.
That
makes sense. Lap 48.
We got a lot of guys on.
Wow! Look at this. We got a parade.
Yep. So that's going to move Marshall Hall up to third, Josh Laston up to fourth, Cody Mitchell up to fifth. And I have to give a shout out to Cody Mitchell because he's got a fan base out there watching tonight. But let's see if we can take a look at this battle off of pit road. And Justin Anderson gets it easily. Had a decent gap there when they came in. So let's cut back to our leader. Joshua Hanner currently has a 2.5 lead over his teammate Chris Bassini.
All by himself out there. I don't know if he wants to be all by himself, but you never know.
And that does put Justin Anderson, our leader, just a little bit ago. Justin Anderson now a lap down. He is the first car lap down. Let me see where he's at on the track here. Oh, that's a little bit of a gap there. I mean, he's got. He's going to be faster than our leader of Joshua Hanner, but yeah, I mean, he's got a little bit of ground to make up there.
He may be thinking, well, Hanner's going to have to pit probably the next 10 laps, so I'll gain it back after he pits. But he's got to make up some ground for sure, so he doesn't, or at least he can make sure he gets laps around Hanner.
Yeah, and if a caution came out right now, that would be, really bad news.
Bad news.
Justin Anderson would get the lucky dog at this point, but he would be at the tail end of the field, so and presumably everybody would come in the pit at that point, so he wouldn't have the benefit of fresh tires over older tires like Hanner and Piscini did.
Absolutely.
Lots of strategies playing out right now. I'm currently out. I'm looking. I'm trying to see if anybody can compete with Josh Hanner right now. Chris Piscini is a little bit faster, but I don't know if it's enough. Josh Laston's slower. We're not even going to bother talking about him. That's a closed circuit racing top three.
And Josh may,
Hanner's in our
Josh
pits.
See what I said, within the next 10 we're probably going to see him, but I'm actually shocked he came in this early. I was thinking lap 60.
Well, I think his hand might have been forced a little bit with Justin Anderson coming in, because every lap he stayed out, he was losing time to him.
Yeah.
And
Dan Witt in that Guitar Addict truck getting away.
Yeah, I'm glad that guy's back. I've missed Dan, and it's good seeing Big Red back out there on the track again. I know that he's had a little bit of time readjusting, but he's going to figure it out. Dan's a guy I've raced with a lot, and I'm confident he's going to be contending here again as we get more guys coming on pit road.
Well, the one thing, I destroyed his truck right at the very first lap and destroyed mine too, and that's the worst thing you want to do is destroy your sponsored truck.
Well, I'm taking a look here. Justin Anderson, when all this cycles out, will likely take the lead again. Joshua Hanner fell back to 12th. We'll see where he's actually at when. Looks like he's going to be in 6th, I think. Yeah, Joshua Hanner's in 6th after all that cycles out, but Chris Piscini able to stay. He's still falling because he's coming out of the pit. So, that early pit for those guys, I think, really helped them with Justin Anderson running in first, Blake Gordon in second, Tony Pandon way back here in third, and Brandon Bernhardt right behind him.
Bernhardt showing some strength back there, running behind Pandon, who we saw earlier was running so fast. And Brandon may have found something as he's hanging right there with Pandon.
So at this point, Hanner and Piscini have about 6 lap fresher tires than our leaders. And we saw earlier they were able to run them down with, I think it was 8 lap differential. So a smaller differential, but they've got less ground to make up this time.
Challenge for the lead right now. As you see, Justin Anderson has got himself trying to hold off Blake Gordon. Gordon's looked to the inside. He's looking to the outside now, going to try to get a run off the turn and try to get around that car or truck of Justin Anderson. Looks down on the inside, trying to get a little sneak down there. Getting a little draft. He'll look to the outside once again, looking down low. There's nothing there. They come off the turn, still.
Ooh.
Blake Gordon gets way high. He may have scrubbed the wall there a little bit. But he gets a good run off the turn.
Yeah, I think he may have barely stayed off the wall, but he definitely had a handful there.
No doubt about that. He's working hard, trying to keep up there and get around Anderson. Now he's actually losing about a truck length from him and Anderson.
Yeah, it could be one of those situations where, just trying to back off a little bit, let those tires cool down a bit, and then make another run at him in, just a few laps.
Lap 58 is in the books here at Texas Motor Speedway. We are 58 out of 100, and we'll see who's going to who wins tonight here in the Sportsman division as they go around the X-side truck of Tim St. Jean.
Yeah, this has been a fun race tonight. We've had pit strategy, we've had green flag passes. I mean, there's been a lot of storylines happening. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that at a mile and a half, to be honest, and it's been great so far.
Yeah, there's still, we're nearly 60 laps into this thing, and we've still got some storylines to work themselves out, as Piscini and Hanner now are running 5th and 6th.
Yeah, and they're battling there for position with Tony Pandon and Brandon Bernhardt. Piscini and Hanner have the fresher tires, but it's tough to make a pass when you got guys that are side by side like that.
Yeah, you just got to wait and be patient to try to get around them, especially with them two running two completely different lines. You got Bernhardt running that bottom line and Pannon running that upper line. You got nowhere to go. And look at this. Both of them use two different lines there. You see Piscini going high and Hanner going low, and they both make their passes. Unbelievable. Well, almost, because Paddon's not going away. He's hanging to that inside of that Piscini truck, and they're going to be side by side as they go across the line.
Yeah, and we'll cut here to looking at Hanner's perspective and see. Oh, there we go. That's the run that Piscini and Hanner wanted. Should be able to clear him without issue, I believe. Yeah, they are clear. So now they have an opportunity to chase down the leaders, which are about 3.5 seconds ahead of them.
Yeah, I believe the Piscini truck was just waiting for Hanner to get behind him to give him that just a little bit of that arrow push, to get past those trucks, or at least Paddon trying to get around that 29 truck, and it did work.
Well, I am waiting to take a look here and see once they have a full green flag or a full lap where they're not battling for position, see how our lap times stack up between them and the leaders. But on that note, let's actually go back and look at the leaders. Justin Anderson with a sizable gap now.
Yeah, he's pulling away from Blake.
So last lap time, once again, Piscini and Hanner are about a half second faster than our leaders. So you would expect if they can get there before they kill their tires, they'll be able to make this work.
Yeah, it's all going to be based on those tires, that's for sure. They've got a little bit of time, a couple more laps or so. I think that I'm anticipating they're going to catch them just about the time the tires equalize.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. But I mean, they're also getting closer and closer on pit strategy. So I think this next time by they'll likely pit all around the same time. Versus that kind of early gap when Hanner and Piscini pitted under caution.
But did everyone use their tires? That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I think they should have one more set, if I'm not mistaken. I can't pull up.
I was thinking Piscini and Hanner actually used that other set of tires already, but maybe not.
Well, if they have already used up all of their tires, then I am firing them from closed circuit racing. Because I don't know how good of a strategy it would be to use up all of your tires in the first half of the race. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to wait and see here. Leader is still Justin Anderson, pulling the field around after 66 laps here in Texas on a beautiful night here in Texas for sure. It's a nice warm night. And great racing.
Yeah, and I mean, we're getting close to the point again. We're going to start seeing some pit stops. If we can stay green here, we're probably looking at about between somewhere lap 75 and 80. These guys are going to pit, and that should get them through to the end of the race.
And look at this, Piscini and Hanner have both caught Blake Gordon. Gordon going to try to hold off them. He's going to run that bottom line. Piscini's going to have to make it to the outside. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Piscini going to clear that 13 trucks. Now Hanner's going to look to the outside and see if there's anything out there. If they run, he's going to look high. Going to dive down low. Going to try to get it off the turn. He gets a little squirrely, but he is side by side as they go across the line for third position. Still side by side as they go into turn number one. And the 47 of Josh Hanner is going to take that third position away from Blake Gordon.
We'll see. Yeah. There he goes.
He's got it. You can tell he had a run.
I've seen Blake do that a few times where he'll get on that high line and then suddenly just launch out of the corner. So I'm a little gun shy with that.
All right, so Piscini is right there behind Justin Anderson. Now you can catch him, but can you pass him?
Yeah, I think what the strategy here for Justin Anderson is going to be is try to keep Piscini behind you as long as possible, and then when he gets around you, you come in and pit.
That's a good strategy for sure.
And on the other side, I think if Piscini gets behind him here and isn't able to pass him for some reason, I think if I were Piscini, I would pit. No reason to waste time trying to pass someone if you can't get around them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe you follow him and just watch his strategy. But no, he's going to pass him.
No issues there.
No issue at all. He just goes right on by him. And you got to think that maybe Justin Anderson's thinking the same thing. He's thinking, I'll let him go by, then I'm going to pit. And he might wait for Hanner to catch up, so both of them are off the same schedule as
Blake
him.
Gordon's coming in.
Yep, see, I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to let Hanner go by, and then he's going to pit.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that Justin didn't battle Piscini a little bit more. But he was very courteous there, moved up to the high line, let him by. But Blake Gordon currently the only one on pit road. Actually, Blake Ziti is as well. So that should help those guys out, at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Anderson coming in now.
Yep.
Ooh,
he let Hanner go by.
He must have had some issues getting on pit road there, but I think he got it slowed down in time. And we got a whole bunch of guys coming in now.
I would imagine we're going to see probably Piscini and Hanner maybe one more time around.
Yeah, I don't think they can give up much time, but on the other hand, this has been working for them every single time. So maybe you stay out a few more, let them have a few positions, and then pass them again on fresher tires.
Yeah, maybe wait for the caution.
Yeah, hey, that could happen as well. But we've seen now Hanner and Piscini do this twice. Be on fresher tires, go up through the field, and take over the lead.
Yeah, they have, and but the longer they wait, the less laps they're going to have.
Right.
So that's the problem. So we're 70. It's going to be lap 74 this time around. It's been averaging about 15 laps before they could catch them. So past them.
And one thing that happened out of all that, I should point out, Blake Gordon pitted earlier than Justin Anderson, and he is now ahead of Justin Anderson.
Yep.
So that strategy so far working out for him. You would assume that Justin Anderson's going to have be putting down faster laps than Blake Gordon, but 1 lap difference, not a huge difference on times.
No. When you got 5 laps difference, a big difference.
And we can see Blake Gordon there coming up behind the
caution.
Caution.
Wow. Oh, deal breaker here.
Oh, man. That is going to, I believe, give the lucky dog to
Blake Gordon. Or no. Trivelin.
Yeah, I'm trying to the SDK is not very good at showing what lap everyone is on.
Let me see if I can find out for you, too.
It's Blake Gordon. Blake Gordon will get the lucky dog. But he will have to start at the rear. So that played right into Hanner and Piscini's hands.
It was Blake Gordon because I'm showing.
We'll come back to it. Let me see if I can find the incident. Take a look, see what happened here. We're right here with Justin Rodden, and I'm not sure what happened. Let me switch to the.
Did he just barely touch the 99 of Dan Wood? Maybe send him? No. Net code.
It could be net code. It could also just be running in an unfamiliar line and getting a little loose. I mean, that was an odd looking one right there.
It was very weird.
Well, we've got Piscini and Hanner and Laston coming on pit road. And look, this is a big race for Laston as well. I mean, he's in the chase and doing everything he can to try to advance to the next round.
Yeah, he's got to have a good night, and if this is one of his better tracks, he better make it count. Look at it. Did I see Ross Gage running in 4th?
Yeah, that's that's what kind of threw me off for a second, but he was actually on the lead lap, so yeah, he stayed out, and this is going to play out well for him as well. I mean, there's a lot of guys who stayed out in addition to Hanner and Piscini and Laston, and you know, Blake Gordon's got to work through all of those guys. I'm going to assume he is out of tires now, so he won't be able to pit. So these guys are all going to be on fresher tires than him and Justin Anderson. And actually, Justin Anderson, I believe, will still be a lap down.
Yeah, I believe so too. Wow.
Well, you know, that's not true. I think they're going to get the wave around here because, let's see here. Is that car the 01? Is he on the lead lap?
No, he's the one that brought out the caution.
Okay. I think they might get the wave around here then because since it's all lapped cars behind the pace car, between the leader and the pace car, they should get the wave around, I believe.
I believe you're right too.
There's that 50 car. Where are they at?
Piscini, or no, not Piscini.
That's ZD, right?
ZD. And Piscini, ZD, you know, all
yeah,
these
and he's also a lap down. So I think they're going to get the wave around. That'll put them all back on the lead lap, but at the back of the field without fresh tires.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking those guys up there just got to pit. They're going to have at least 2 or 3 laps, fresher tires, actually more than that. And this is going to be all in their favor for sure.
Yeah, I really hope I'm not wrong about that wave around rule because if I am, then Nick's going to be teaching me about the history of the entire rule and how wrong I was. And if I had watched a single lap of NASCAR, I would probably know that.
Well, it's
it's confusing, and also iRacing doesn't always apply it the same as the way NASCAR does.
That's what I was going to say. iRacing doesn't always follow the rules, so I have seen some very crazy things that iRacing has done, and I'm just gone, what in the world are you thinking? And I get confused on too. I am asking stupid questions because some of the rules do not apply to iRacing as they do for NASCAR.
Yeah. Well, we'll see here. I think when we get to 1 to go, they should get the wave around if they're going to get the wave around. Otherwise, they'll shuffle them back through the field. But I believe they should get the wave around here.
They might shuffle them back to the field. Let's see here. Oh, the lights.
Looks like they're going.
Yep, they're going around. All right, so they're going to be a tail of the longest line.
Yep, so with older tires. And Johnny Downey says this is going to be some real interesting laps here at the end. And I got to agree with you there. I have to say, this is looking really good for those CCR guys up front. But you got guys like Kevin Moeller, Andrew Burgess, Teddy Weichel, hell, Dan Witt, David Naughton. I mean, these are guys that aren't always running up at the top of the field. And I'm trying to think. I mean, a lot of these guys are in the chase. So a win would be huge for them.
You've got those 2 wily old veterans, Kevin Go-Kart Mozart, running in the 4th position, and then you got Andrew Burgess back there too, another wily old veteran. And I will tell you this, Kevin is a crew member, or not a crew member, but an engine builder for Hendrick Motorsports, and sometimes he likes to make that car look a lot like, or that truck look a lot like Chase Elliott. So let's see if he's going to try to make something happen up here. That's 72.
And Piscini's off, and Hanner right there with him, and Josh Laston right in tow.
They're single filed, and then it's a 2x2 battle for that 4th position. But they're going to have to settle that one, and they're getting single file. Now it's single file for the top 6 trucks right now.
Yeah, that didn't take very long at all, and they all pitted just there at that pits or the caution there, so they're all on equal tires. So I have to wonder. I'm watching here. One of the tightest battles on track right now with our leader in 2nd place, And
Yeah,
I have to wonder, like, Piscini is in the chase. He gets a win, he automatically advances. Josh Laston gets a win, he automatically advances. Hanner's not in the chase, so I'm wondering how hard he's going to push to try to go for a win here.
It looks like he's going to try pretty hard, just looking at how he's driving.
Well, and I can't fault him. I don't like team orders, and hey, even if it doesn't benefit the team for you to win, like, go out there and try to win if you have an opportunity.
I was going to say, if you need to go down there for a second and give team orders, go ahead and tell Anner, you back off, dude. This isn't a rock star concert. You don't have to run it full bore. You can just let one of your let the drummer lead tonight.
Well, and look, I mean, I was expecting, with the way they've run, I was expecting Hanner and Piscini to run away with this, but we've got the 5 cars up there, top 5, just all kind of sticking together.
Yeah, Teddy's got a good run going back there. He's working the back bumper of the 18 of Laston, trying to get that 3rd position away from him. Moeller's kind of settled into his spot.
And since we were talking about it earlier, cut back here to Blake Gordon, Justin Anderson. Not making a whole lot happen. They are making a move here on Mike Burgess, who does have fresher tires, but they're battling with him, trying to get around him.
Got a couple of trucks coming off pit road right now, too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Perhaps just some sort of weird pit strategy, maybe trying to ensure they have fuel for a green-white checkered. I'm not sure. Maybe they got caught in an incident, but I'm not seeing anything on my events log, so I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. But, yeah, so we'll have to watch these 2 guys try to make their way up there and try to catch the leaders. I think they've got their hands full for sure trying to do that, because these top 5 trucks right now are really on a tear.
Yeah, they are. They're pulling away. I mean, it's been incredible to watch, and I think this is honestly, in my opinion, it's Piscini's race to lose right now. With 15 to go, I think Hanner's going to be. Not going to let him have it, but I think he's going to be real delicate if he does try to make a pass. And, I mean, Josh Laston has been hanging on back there, but he doesn't seem to have the speed that Hanner or Piscini have.
It's not actually. Looks like he may be gaining on just a little bit of the back of the 47 of Hanner, so he may be getting a little sniff of the back end of that truck.
Yeah, I mean, that's entirely possible. I mean, I think they're definitely within range of the draft, and Laston needs this. I mean, this is he was in a not great points position due to the first race of the round, if I'm not mistaken, and because that's when he joined me in the booth for. So this would be a huge. I mean, even finishing 3rd should be okay for him to advance to the next round, but a win would be even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's running down Hanner. He blew that turn, so that's not going to help him.
Well, as long as he doesn't have another opportunity to speed on pit road, I think he'll be okay here.
Poor Josh.
Also, if a caution comes out and he has a teammate behind him, he might be in trouble. but Nick, Chris, and I are not in the race, so he might be okay.
And these 3 have actually pulled away from the 4th and 5th place guys. They've separated themselves a little bit. And just as I say that, Laston blows another turn and he backs up a little bit, and he's allowing that Weichel truck to catch him again.
Yeah, I think Laston's just trying anything right now to try to see if he can just find some speed somewhere, which you're going to lose some of your gap there. And Johnny Downey saying, "Let's go, Josh Laston." I think Josh Laston, if he could pull off a win here, it would be a very popular win.
Yeah, I think it would be a very popular win for sure. I don't think he has that truck, but if Hanner was to get into Piscini and turn him around and them two have a little problem, then Josh is looking pretty. But right now, I think he's going to have to settle for third. Well, as I said, he closes right up on the back bumper of Hanner. Hanner, the laptop dude, trying to hold off his teammate and Josh Lassen.
Well, Hanner also had a heck of a run on Piscini there. And had to check up a little bit. I'm not sure if Piscini perhaps had some issues. Maybe got a little loose at some point. But, man, this top three suddenly is turned into a major battle.
Yeah, 10 laps remaining here at Texas Motor Speedway. Your leader right now is Chris Piscini. Second is Josh Hanner. And third is Josh Lassen. And then Winkle is running fourth, and fifth is Kevin Moeller.
Yeah, and Johnny Downey said, I guess when you were saying earlier that Josh Lassen didn't have the truck tonight, he said, don't count him out, Randy. He's right there. You know,
well, I backed up. I backed up there. When I saw him get on the back bumper of Hanner, I corrected myself. I saw, wait a minute, he might have something for these guys. Like I said, if these two decide to race, if Hanner gets in there like he's looking now, looking to try to get around Piscini, and just a little wiggle waggle, Lassen may have himself a win tonight.
Yeah, that would be something. But I mean, Hanner's being very polite. You know, I think Hanner realizes what the implications are if he wrecks his teammate here, and not just his teammate. I mean, Hanner's the one that brought Piscini into closed circuit racing. So those guys are friends outside of the team. So yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be racing each other very politely. Trying to see, let's take a look, see what's up with Blake Gordon and Justin Anderson real quick, see where they're at. Not really anywhere close. I mean, that's a sizable gap between them and the leaders, about 6 seconds back. Unless a caution comes out, I don't think they have a shot at this.
No, we've got 6 laps remaining. It's going to be only 5 this time once they get around the tractor in 1 and 2 now. But, yeah, I just don't think there's enough time. And let's get a caution. Now, if we get a caution, things could change drastically.
Well, if this keeps happening right here, we might end up with a caution. They were tight there. They were locked up. But just good racing right now. These guys are racing each other real hard. And cut back here and take a look at Hanner just behind, Lassen just behind Hanner. Not a great entry there for Lassen.
Josh is just, Lassen, he gets into the turn and his truck just goes up the track. He gets a good run off the turn, but going into the turn, the truck just seems to want to drift up, and that's where he's losing all his time up there in 1 and 2.
We are at about 4 to go as they cross the line here. And, you know, we'll have to see if they're going to be content just running in line here, or if one of them is going to try to make a move. I mean, at this point, Laston's, you know, not close enough to make a move. So it comes down to, you know, will Hanner try to get it to the inside of his teammate? And, you know, if they go side by side, who knows what happens for Laston.
Yep, that's what we've been waiting for, to see if anything was going to happen with that Hanner truck. Is Hanner going to make the move on Piscini, or is he going to let him win the race and take one for the team? If he makes a move, once again, we see Josh Lassen closing on the back of Hanner's truck, trying to get something to happen, get a little sniff off the back of that 47 with 3 laps remaining here at Texas.
Well, I'll tell you, one thing I'm seeing Lassen do right now that I've seen him do in every series I've raced with him at is a lot of times he'll enter really high and arc that corner and just sort of, you know, drift down towards the bottom and try to launch himself, kind of get a straight exit. And you can do that when you're not side by side with anybody, but he's just losing a lot on corner entry right now. Yeah,
that diamond shape is not working. 2 laps remaining as they go down the back straightaway here at Texas Motor Speedway, looking for the white flag. Chris Piscini leads over Josh Hanner and Joshua Hanner and Josh Lassen.
Hey,
Josh is driving me nuts.
We had some guys pit. Blake Gordon, Justin Anderson, Tony Pandon, Adam Wood. White flags out. I'm guessing those guys may have run out of fuel.
Wow. Well, they did. Now, they pitted about 3 laps before these guys did, too. So,
yeah.
I don't think there's any problem with this. As you see, Chris Bassini down the back straightaway for the last time. It's a single file line for 1, 2, and 3. Here he comes off of turn number 3 into 4, bringing it off of turn number 4. Here comes Chris Bassini down the front straightaway for the last time through the triangle. He's going to win at Texas Motor Speedway.
Oh man, Laston was trying to make it a battle for second there at the end. He was trying to get there, but not quite enough. Still, I think this is Laston's best truck finish.
Yeah, that was a great run by Josh Laston.
Wow. Oh, Adam Wood says Adam Wood crashed. Oh man.
Oh yeah, tore that truck up.
Let's take a look, see if we can see what happened. So, did he just get loose on? Okay.
What? Oh, he pulled a Randy Pepper.
I'm not sure if he was. Oh.
Oh, he got T-boned there.
Man, that was
Medics might want to go check on him.
And Johnny Downey is working on updating point standings, so we'll hopefully be able to talk about those in just a little bit. Let's see if we can look at the results here.
Can I ask you something real quick, Carl?
What's that?
How does it feel to have a 1, 2, 3 closed circuit racing?
You know, it feels pretty good. Way back in the Legends series of TNT, we had tried to, we kept saying like it was going to be me, Laston, and Chris Oliver that were going to do it, and we never quite pulled it off. So this is the first top 3. We got Hanner out there doing donuts as well. I imagine Laston might be also. He might not be on track, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I'll start us off here. In first, Chris Bassini. In second, Josh Hanner. Third is Josh Laston. Fourth, Teddy Weichel. Fifth, Kevin Moeller. Sixth is Andrew Burgess. Seventh, Dan Witt. Eighth is David Naughton. And ninth is Cody Mitchell. And in 10th, Marshall Hall.
Mike Burgess brings it home. 11th, 12th was Justin Anderson. 13th was Blake Gordon. Brian McFerrin was 14th. 15th went to Tony Padden. 16th, even though he wrecked, was Adam Wood. 17th went to William Klingbill. 18th was Brandon Bernhardt, excuse me. And Travis Trillian came home 19th, and 20th went to Joe Dinsmore.
In 21st, we have Tim St. Jean. In 22nd, Dan Shirley. 23rd is Justin Rodden. And in 24th, John Gordon. 25th, Blake Zeedy. And in 26th, Ross Gage. In 27th, we have David Paris. And in 28th, Randy Pepper.
Man, that guy sucks.
You know what I'm seeing here that's kind of crazy? You look at all of those gold numbers right there, and then you look at the top of the field.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. That is kind of wild because you see there's sporadic up towards the front, and then you got a plethora of all these gold numbers in the middle.
Well, hey, how about we have a talk with our winner here?
Sounds like a good thing.
Hey, Passini, it's Carl and Randy in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man, that was a heck of a run tonight. It really was an awesome race. We saw all sorts of stuff with pit strategy and all, but first thing I want to ask you, man, what was the team chat like having that closed circuit racing top 3 finish?
Yeah, when that yellow came out, we were discussing what we wanted to do, if we wanted to give up track position and grab an extra splash of fuel in case it went green to the end. But it worked out that we were going to make it regardless of that last yellow, but that last yellow helped to trap them a lap down to make sure they didn't pit, and they needed another yellow to get back on par with everything strategy-wise. But it felt awesome to do that, to have strategy ultimately pay out in the end.
How many laps were you guys to the good?
I had about probably like 6 laps, I think, with that last yellow there.
Okay.
Awesome. You guys ran awesome. There's no doubt about it. Great win for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it was. Yep. Okay.
no, I was just gonna ask, with you had your teammate, both teammates behind you, but Hanner especially, was with you almost the whole time throughout the race. You guys were, always together. And did you think Hanner had enough to possibly pass you there at the end, or do you think maybe he was being very polite, or did you have him beat regardless?
We were trading lap times back and forth because he was getting me in the entrance of 1 and 2 sometimes, and then I would hit the entrance, but it seems like the clean air out in front really just starts to shred your right front, even though I was actively trying to keep my tires under me and make sure I wasn't burning them up, and it's still the extra pace just, I guess, led to my right front starting to get heated up because he was starting to get me at the end, and there was nothing I could do. He just kept closing in. I'm like, I know Hanner. I'm like, he doesn't care about the playoffs. He's gonna do it to me.
When we were talking about that, we were thinking, is he gonna throw you out of the way and just win the thing? And I was worried that he was going to get into the back of you, and Josh was going to win the whole thing.
He was joking around in TeamSpeak while we were doing that. He said, "Oh, watch, I'm gonna hit you in 1 and 2," and that was every time he got so close to me. He's like, he was tempting it, but he's like him and Laston. They both said to me like, "Oh yeah, we're here to play defense, whatever." I'm like, no, I'm like, if you could pass me. I'm like, I want to win this fair and square. If you got better pace than me, just prove it and pass me.
I want to give you a word of warning there about Laston when he starts saying I'm going to play defense, because he's done that before with me as well. And then next thing I know, like, he's on my outside, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I just had a run. But
he's not lying.
But yeah, so points have been updated. I mean, obviously you're going to the next round of the chase here. You'll be coming in second behind Blake Gordon. We're going to Michigan next week. How do you feel about that?
Well, literally every time you're seeing me drive a track, you can look at my official races on iRacing. I have not raced much, so every time I'm in the Gen 6 or I'm in this car, it's all kind of like a learning curve for me while I'm starting out in practice, and so I really can't tell you how Michigan's gonna go.
So what do you normally race?
I normally race. I did a lot of modified racing in another league, so I was more of a big fan of short tracks. I never really got the 1.5 miles down.
Well, you won one tonight, so I think you're doing okay with them. Well, hey man,
I love people like you.
Yeah.
I'm just here to have fun, man.
Well, it was fun to watch you tonight, and good win, man. And we'll see if we get a chance to talk to you next week.
All right, thank you, buddy.
All right, how about we bring up another CCR driver? Let's go ahead and bring up Hanner. Hey, Hanner, it's Carl and Randy in the booth. Get a copy?
So I'm going to pop up here because Hanner's currently indisposed.
Oh, okay.
Well, oh, gee, just burst in here, Josh.
Yeah, that's very rude.
I mean, I had to. Otherwise, you guys are going to be talking to dead air for a few minutes.
Oh, is he smoking a doob?
I'm
back.
Oh, he's back now. There you go.
Well, hey, Hanner, man, I have to say I'm impressed. That's like the first time you've had a good truck finish.
Yeah, I haven't had good luck in these for some reason.
So you're battling there with your teammate Passini. We saw you were right on his bumper for a lot of laps there to finish out the race. Were you just being very considerate, or were you trying desperately to try to find a way to pass him?
I was trying to pass him there for a while. It was really just mainly the draft was keeping me with him. He was much, much faster. I think clean air, he was burning a little more tires than I was too. So I think had there been a little more separation, he would have pulled out pretty far ahead.
I called that you were almost giving him the tip. That's but you're close, but not quite.
There was 1 or 2 times going into 3 I thought about giving him the bump and run, but I decided not to. I don't want to ruin his championship run.
Well, we kept thinking that might happen, and then Josh Laston would end up winning the race.
Yeah.
It could have. He was sitting right there. I'm sure he was licking his chops.
Yeah. So, I'm curious, you had Laston behind you, and he was running kind of an unorthodox line. He was kind of arcing the corner quite a bit, entering much higher than you guys were, and he was getting runs. Were you kind of having to drive through your rearview mirror with him right there, and making sure he wasn't going to get under you on one of the corners?
A little bit, especially there towards the end. I started to fall off a little bit, so I was really paying attention to it out of 2 because he was getting huge runs out of there. And then I thought there was a couple times I thought I might get run over going into 3, but luckily he was nice. Decided to let me stay there, so I appreciate that, Laston.
Well,
it's fun to watch you guys. I mean, you guys were 3 by the single file all the way around the track there for a while, and every now and then you would dice it up, and you separated yourself. Did you guys, once you separate yourself from everybody else, did you feel a bit more comfortable that those guys weren't going to get into mingle with you?
Yeah, once you get that second and a half gap or so, you got some space. You can try and dice it up. I just never really could get the run in the right place to make a move on Chris. I could, going into one, I would have a good run, but I couldn't do anything with it there. So
I want to talk about pit strategy real fast. And, we saw you guys kind of get off cycle, pitting under that one caution when nobody else did, and shuffled you guys back to the field. Who made that call?
That was all Mr. Piscini there. I just do what he tells me.
Well, it certainly worked out for you guys. That's kind of we saw a cycle after that. You guys, we followed to the back and then worked your way right back up. So I'd say it worked out pretty well for you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was awesome. But that all the credit goes to him. I just drive the car.
So let me ask you something, Josh. How long did the tires actually last? Was it about 10 laps, 11 laps? How long?
I think 11 or 12 before you could really start to feel it in 1 and 2. It was super tight on entry, and then it would want to break loose right in the center if you hit the gas too early after about 15 laps, at least for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll send you back to your team and bring up another one of your teammates since that's who we're going to get the interview. I guess we could leave Laston out, but we'll go and pull him up. Heck of a run, man. We'll maybe see if we get to talk to you Sunday night or next week in the trucks.
Hopefully so, man. Thanks for doing the broadcast.
All right, later.
Good job, man.
All right, and let's bring up our last CCR driver of the night. Let's bring up Josh Laston. All right, Laston, now it's your turn.
Yeah. I just figured I would warn you because he warned us that he was taking a little break there.
Hey, man, if I'm not mistaken, that was your best finish in the trucks. Am I correct in that?
Yes. Last week was my first top 5, and that was a 4th, and today was my first podium.
So that would mean in 2 races you should get a win, right?
By the transitive property, yes.
All right, that's perfect. So point standings are updated. I'm going to go through the entire list for everyone in a little bit, but you're going in to the next round tied for 3rd. Next week we got Michigan. First of all, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to make it, but if you're there, how do you feel about Michigan?
Michigan's very similar to this, to where it's going to be find the line that conserves your tires the best and go from there. And you know what? Tonight was one on strategy, and it's nice when you have the brains of Hanner and Piscini there with you to keep you calm and keep things going.
So Hanner said that it was all Piscini with the brains. You say it's Hanner and Piscini. So I think what that means is you're 3rd on the totem pole of brains. Am I hearing that correctly?
When it comes to strategy, yes. Yes, it does.
And Chris and I turn to you for strategy, so that puts us even further down.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, Josh, I just want to let you know, you now have joined the club of the Ghostfire Media guys that have actually made a podium in the Sportsman division.
Oh.
It's a rather small group, with the exception of Nick winning a race that is a wild card.
Adam won a race. I got a third. You got a third, and Carl hadn't won anything.
Well, Carl stopped running it, so
I know, I was kidding.
I mean,
Carl's-
but it's not inaccurate. I haven't gotten a podium.
But
no, tonight was fun.
for you,
I mean, for what it's worth, it was fun for me too. I had a blast tonight.
We figured you would enjoy our post-race celebration as the boss.
I actually didn't catch all of it. I was going through the results, and then I realized, oh crap, there's Hanner also doing a burnout, and then I tried to switch to you, and I think you were already off track. So I'm assuming you were also burning out.
Oh, yes, we all did.
Nice. Wanted to ask you about near the end of the race there, we weren't following you a ton tonight, but at the end we saw that you were running a very different line than what Piscini and Hanna were running. You were kind of entering higher and cutting down. Was that the line you've been running all night, or were you just trying to find something to get around Hanner?
No, that was the line I was actually running all night. I enjoy controlling my car coming out of turns with my throttle, and that was the perfect line for that, to where I could basically get myself on the throttle about 2/3 of the way, well, a third of the way through the turn, and then just feather it if I was going to be angled towards the wall, or gun it a little bit more, and it just fit my driving style more than what they were running.
we saw you a couple of times. You went a little high in a couple of those turns towards the end when you were trying to catch up to Hanner there, but then you regrouped after a couple of laps. But it seemed like a couple of times you were just getting a little higher than you wanted to.
Well, they were telling me how they were doing it mid-race, and I decided to try that once or twice, and then was just like, nope, this isn't for me. And it was, in all honesty, through probably the last 10 laps, if I really wanted to take it to Hanner, I could have. But you know what? A clean finish is better than nothing.
Yeah, that we were wondering about that. We talked to both of them. We were wondering if possibly Hanner would have tried to get around Piscini and maybe got into him, and they wrecked, and then you won the race.
There was no way that was going to happen, for one simple reason. Because the whole time after that last restart, Hanner was just playing with Chris. Like, he's the one that on the team that has a chance of actually taking the whole season, and he's the one that actually could use the bonus points. And you just heard Piscini just saying, the draft is unfair, the whole time. Because no matter how good of a launch he would get out of turn 2, Hanner was right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looked that way. And I told Hanner, I said, it looked like you're almost giving him the tip there a couple times, but he didn't. So luckily,
we joked a few times that he was going to move him up the track, but I could have done that too, but I've not really had many opportunities to try it, so I would end up dumping both of us, and that's just not fun.
yeah, no, that wouldn't have been good. That would have been terrible for the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would, Carl would have looked at you, and Nick would have looked at you and said, what a bonehead move. Why'd you take our whole team out?
I would have been fired.
And if Nick's saying it's a boneheaded move, it must have been a boneheaded move. Well, Josh, heck of a run tonight, man. Good luck in the next round. And I'm going to go through the standings real fast since we've got them here, and we can find out.
I'll let you guys have fun without me.
Thanks, Josh.
See you guys.
Hey, Josh, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah. All right. Going into the next round, by virtue of wins, we have Blake Gordon in first and Chris Piscini in second. And then the rest in a multi-way tie for third. The guys who didn't have wins and advanced on points, We have Justin Anderson, Brandon Bernhardt, Mike Burgess, Andrew Burgess, Joe Dinsmore, William Klingbill, Josh Laston, Brian McFerrin, Daniel Shirley, and Adam Wood. So that means eliminated from the chase, we have Tim St. Jean, just barely missed it, Ross Gage, John Gordon, Kevin Haas, Nick Adams, and Sean Carmody. So that's going to set us up for the next round of the chase, and that's going to do it for tonight. But real fast, I want to go through what else we have going on for the next week on the Ghostfire Media Network. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., the AOLL TNT series takes on USA International. Should be a blast at that track with those cars. Friday at 8 p.m., we have the GFM Podcast Fun Race, which we're doing some fun open setup stuff where drivers aren't going to know what the setup's going to be, or won't know what the track or the car is going to be going into the race, and they have to come up with a setup. So that actually could be insane. Sunday at 8 p.m., we have the AOLL Cup Series. It's the final race of the round of 12 at the Charlotte Roval. Monday at 9 p.m., the Jeff Hill Trailer Sales Fuel Premier Series is at Michigan. Tuesday at 7 p.m., IBRL Butt Kicker Series. First race of the round of 8 at Texas. And then 1 week from today, Wednesday at 8 p.m., AOLL Sportsman Series. First race of the round of 12 at Michigan. So that'll do it for us. And Randy, you want to close us out here?
Sure, why not? You've been watching the Ghostfire Media podcast, or not podcast. I cannot. Why do I always say the podcast? You've been watching the Ghostfire Media coverage of the AOLL Sportsman Series live from Texas Motor Speedway. On that side, there's Carl Henderson. I'm Randy Pepper, and we will see you next week here on the Ghostfire Media Network.